Hi, everybody. This is Victor from Spoken Learning, and today we're going to talk about a little bit of the history of the Spanish language. This is part three because I already made two parts from this previous series, and today I bring you another different stage where the language changed and evolved into what it is today. Well, a step um, further into what became today's Spanish language. But before that, allow me to remind you that in Spoken Learning, we provide private Spanish lessons for children and adults, even if you don't know any Spanish at all, but also if you already have some level and you want to take your skills to the next level. Remember that we are not tutors, we are professional teachers. And remember also to follow us in all of our social media. We have Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, obviously, and Instagram. So you can follow us in all of our platforms, and because we upload different content to all of them. So remember that, and let's go right into the topic. So as I was telling you, the history of the Spanish language. Vamos a ver entonces la historia del idioma español. Muy bien. Historia del idioma español, parte 3. Muy bien, entonces recordemos que después de la ocupación visigoda de la península, el califato omeya, que se estaba expandiendo en aquel entonces por el norte de África y Medio Oriente, llegó a Europa y conquistó a la mayoría de la península sin mucha resistencia en tan solo 7 años. Which means that after the occupation of the Visigoth of the Visigoths to the peninsula, to the Iberic Peninsula, the Umayyad Caliphate was expanding at that moment around the north of Africa and between Middle East, and then it came to Europe and conquered the Iberic Peninsula. There wasn't too much resistance, and in just 7 years, the entire Iberic Peninsula was already over the power on the over the ruling of the Umayyad Caliphate. Well, not exactly a whole peninsula. There was like a small space, Reino de Navarra, that hold off and wasn't conquered, and the rest became into what was known as the Al-Andalus. That's what became Al-Andalus. The population went through major changes since the mixing of races began, as well of the languages. So, obviously, the people that came mixed races with the people that was living over there in the Iberic Peninsula at the moment. So there is Arabic influence on the and many sectors of the population in Spain. The typical language around the territory was the Mozarabe, some type of deconstructed Latin with terms from Arabic. It was a very strange combination, and this language was spoken by many people and their descendants over there in that region of Al-Andalus, which was the Umayyad Caliphate in the Iberic Peninsula. Yarchas are the reminiscence of that period. What is a yarcha? Well, like a poem. You could say that it's like a poem, but it has certain patterns that can be recognizable as a yarcha. We have one in here, so I'm going to read it. This is obviously a very bad pronunciation because I don't know how this language actually sounded like. I don't know if this is actually phonetic or not, but I'm going to read it. So it says, tant amare, Habib tant amare, enfermiron huelos nidios, ya duelen tan male. And the translation in Spanish will mean tanto amar, amado. Tanto amar. Enfermaron mis ojos refulgentes, duelen con mucho mal. In English will be so much love, so much loving, beloved one, so much loving. My aching eyes got sick. They hurt with a lot of evil. Something like that will mean. So once again, we're losing a lot of things in translation. So as always, that's the best way to learn a language, so you can know this kind of things on your own instead of losing things over translation from anyone else, right? So another good idea to learn Spanish. After 500 years of occupation in the peninsula, Spanish ended up inheriting terms originated in Arabic language, like agricultura, alfalfa, alcachofa, albaricoque, algodón, azúcar, zanahoria, aceituna, y naranja. All of these names are mostly referred to Arabic terms, and I have seen some of them. These are mostly fruits and vegetables. Mhm. Guerra, for the war, there was tambor, which is drum, jinete, rider, hazaña, big achievement. After, once again, this is the same uh, introduction at the other part. In construction, albañil, alcoba, tabique, alcantarilla, azotea, azulejo. All of these words starting with A came from origins of the Arabic language. Ropa y utensilios, alfombra, taza, almohada, tarima, albornoz. Ciencias, in science, álgebra, alcohol, cifra, jarabe y azufre. All of these words coming from the Arabic language, a big influence to Spanish language today. So that is part 3 of this series, knowing what happened with the influence of the Arabic language into today's Spanish language after 500 years of occupation of the Iberic Peninsula. That's pretty much it for my part. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed that topic. It was pretty short, but I will bring you part 4 and part 5 still. So that's pretty much it for right now. Thank you so much for your attention once again. I remind you that in Spoken Learning, we provide private Spanish lessons for children and adults, even if you don't know any Spanish at all, but also if you already have some skills and you want to take them to the next level, we can help you with that. But if you want to start from zero, from scratch, we can start 5 years and older. Um, and we are not tutors, we're professional teachers. All of us are bilingual and we are native Spanish speakers. So that's another thing for you. Remember to follow us in all of our social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok as well, Instagram. Remember to follow us in all of our social media so you can see all the different content we're logged in there. Color text 832-413-3166 in order to enroll. And I will see you once again over here next time.